Postcard islands, temples on the horizon, lush nature, prices that fit your budget, and a table full of flavors that win you over at first bite. Yes, we're talking about Thailand. But if your picture of the country stops at calm vibes, low cost of living, and perfect sandy beaches, it's time to zoom out. Behind the sun and warm water is a pulsing land built for travelers chasing active vacations, street-filling parties, and experiences off the usual path. Before we go on, hit subscribe and turn on the bell. That way each new chapter lands right on time and nothing on this journey slips by. When night falls, another layer shows up. Not everything is shiny. There's a less glamorous side, often tucked away. Words like ladyboys and the famous ping-pong shows have been floating around travelers for decades, sparking talks about culture, entertainment, and boundaries. Without glamorizing or judging, let's look at these quirks to see how Thailand built a reputation where tradition and provocation walk hand in hand, and why that intrigues so many. The islands help explain the mix. We'll start with Phuket, the country's biggest. Busy beaches, intense nightlife, and a past worth a closer look. Away from the shoreline, Tha Long Road holds historic shophouses telling the local story on every facade. Nearby, the Tai Hua Museum, in a 1930s mansion, offers a quick but solid dive into the region's memory. And if you're after iconic backdrops, Koh Phi Phi steps in, an archipelago that hit global fame after the beach and still makes plenty of travelers rethink their itinerary. On the map, Thailand might seem far. In reality, it pulls you closer with scenery that grabs the eye. Crystal clear waters brush against white sand while limestone cliffs rise like gates from another era. Here, Koh Samui stands as the entryway to comfort. Palms swaying, polished resorts, lively nights. A Gulf gem balancing rest and energy in equal measure. Good news for your wallet. Access is wide, and with some digging, even upscale hotels can fit into your plans. But distance is just the start. Time zones and rhythms shift. The language slips from your ear, colors feel bolder, scents take the spotlight, and faith lives out on the streets. It's a welcoming country, but English doesn't always do the trick. Be ready for small communication bumps, part of the adventure. After a day at sea, the reward hits the table. Thai food seeks harmony between sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and spicy, sometimes all in one dish. A fair warning, when they say spicy, they mean it. The classic example is pad thai. In a fiery wok, thin rice noodles meet bean sprouts, shrimp, eggs, and a hint of onion. The sauce, salty with gentle sweetness, gets chili that lights up your taste buds. To finish, crushed peanuts add crunch and make you reach for another bite. Before talking famous dishes, let's meet a key player in Asian kitchens, the wok. More than a pan, it's a deep, rounded metal vessel built for high heat and fast cooking. Its shape spreads heat evenly, letting you stir-fry, fry, or steam in minutes. Before we go on, hit subscribe and ring the bell, so each new chapter finds you right on time and nothing on this journey goes unnoticed. In Thailand, rice takes center stage. It's not just a side, it becomes the main act. One version blends fluffy grains with coconut milk, mango, and sesame. Creamy, sweet, and toasty textures play together in every bite. For off-track explorers, street stalls reveal another side, edible insects. Crickets, grasshoppers, and beetles show up crispy, seasoned with salt and chili. Snacky, curious, and a sure conversation starter. Look up and the city becomes a show. Taxis paint rainbow arcs, pink, green, yellow, blue, weaving through avenues and alleys. Among the traffic, spiritual hints appear. Monks in orange robes and golden temples. Buddhism shapes daily life and guides respect and coexistence. About 95% of the population practices it. Bangkok channels this energy. The capital alone has over 400 temples. 3 headline most routes. Wat Arun by the river. Wat Pho, home of the reclining Buddha. And Wat Phra Kayu, where the Emerald Buddha rests. Here, faith ties into the idea that each person can refine the mind and seek peace and freedom step by step. In Thailand, handshakes give way to the why. Palms pressed together at chest level with a slight bow. It's more than a greeting. It carries respect, warmth, and social cues. Even Western mascots like Ronald McDonald at local stores join in, a clear sign of tradition blending with modern life. That respect extends to the body. The head is seen as the highest part. Touching someone's head is a serious offense. Feet, on the other hand, are the lowest, tied to the ground. From this, everyday rules unfold. In temples, and often homes, shoes stay outside like in Japan and Korea. Inside, be extra mindful. Pointing your feet toward Buddha images or monks is disrespectful. Tiny gestures speak volumes and shape how you move through the country. But if social codes are strict, humor runs light. Smiles feel like a second language. Thais embrace Sanuk, the idea that life should be fun, even at work. It helps explain the welcoming vibe, lively markets, laid-back food culture, and slower daily pace. Add to that a mosaic of temples, fairs, buzzing cities, and a coastline begging for a strategic stop. When the sun sets, a new chapter unfolds. Bars and clubs fill nights with music and people from all over. On full moon nights, the full moon party turns the beach into an open-air dance floor with beats till sunrise, a sharp contrast to temple silence and proof of Thailand's switch between reverence and celebration. Each year, thousands of backpackers land on Koh Phangan, the Thai island now synonymous with partying. They come for the all-night beach event that ends only when the sun returns. Loud music, pop-up dance floors, body paint, drink stands, and a vibe that keeps the night alive. One detail many miss: illegal drugs circulate, but getting caught brings harsh penalties. Fun has rules and enforcement is strict. Before we go on, hit subscribe and turn on the bell, so each new chapter reaches you right on time and nothing on this journey slips away. Among local rituals, one stands out. Skip French wine or Mexican tequila. Here it's about buckets. Clubs and kiosks serve the go-to combo straight: a bottle of Sang Som, Thailand's popular rum, ice, soda, and straws in a 1-liter bucket. Groups share while swapping stories, planning the next stop and stretching the night. Another nightlife marker hides in a can. Red Bull's creator is Thai. Chaleo Yuvidya launched Krating Dang, Red Bull, decades ago for truckers and night workers. In 1984, an Austrian entrepreneur saw potential, teamed up with Chaleo, and tweaked the formula for global markets. That's how the Red Bull we know today took off worldwide. The subject of prostitution sparks heated debates, partly because it's illegal in many countries. Still, some Asian spots have turned it into an open draw for visitors, fueling a tourism side not found in brochures. But with that come shadows: criminal networks, human trafficking, child exploitation, forced labor. A complex scene that raises uncomfortable questions and demands context. Walk through Pat Pong in Bangkok and the contradiction hits fast. Tourists from everywhere wander between neon-lit bars, while the law says otherwise. How can something banned be so out in the open? The answer runs through cultural and historical layers centuries deep. In Thailand, prostitution isn't new. Records date back over 600 years despite social disapproval. During the Ayutthaya Kingdom, 1351–1767, the trade was legal and taxed. Brothels even had some state oversight. In the early 1900s, new rules tried to control what already thrived on the streets. Much has changed, but traces remain. Glowing venues, bold ads, a parallel economy woven into city life. A turning point came during and after the Vietnam War. Soldiers and foreign contractors passing through pushed Thailand's reputation as a sex tourism hub. The label stuck and still colors both outside perceptions and first impressions. Between disputed legality, practical tolerance, and long history, Pat Pong stands as a symbol of tensions the country keeps navigating. Back then, many U.S. soldiers on leave looked for quiet seaside escapes and found them in fishing villages with empty beaches. Slowly, their presence changed the local rhythm. Nightclubs popped up, visitor services expanded, and a whole entertainment market took shape. From there, a global industry emerged. By the late 1960s, though, the government cracked down with strict laws imposing steep fines and even jail. Decades later, in 1996, reforms got tougher. Not just providers, but clients faced charges, and debates added reports of forced labor. Before we go on, hit subscribe and ring the bell, so each new chapter lands right when it should, and nothing on this journey goes unseen. The response came through adaptation. Many businesses rebranded under neutral terms: reception services, entertainment bars, often backed by powerful networks. A landmark moment hit in 2003. A Thai businessman admitted paying over £1.5 million in bribes to politicians and police over 10 years to keep his venues running. On this board, Pattaya, about 140 kilometers from Bangkok, became the clearest symbol. Today it's seen as Thailand's sex tourism epicenter. Visitors flock to notorious shows like the ping pong shows, where performers use unusual body tricks, ejecting objects from ping pong balls to small animals like fish and canaries, sometimes pulling the crowd into the act. And that's just part of an ever-changing menu. In 2018, Thailand saw about 1 million visitors. Many sought quirky fun, bar stunts like dice games, bottle tricks, candle blowing, playful memories to take home. But behind the neon and stages, darker stories appear. Older men, often grieving or divorced, seeking paid affection and company. Not all ends well. There are tales of scams, money loss, and sometimes tragic outcomes that expose the vulnerability of both sides. Among the best-known attractions are ladyboys. The term comes from an adaptation of Kathaway, used in Thailand mainly for trans women, but sometimes for feminine gay men. Unlike other parts of Asia, Kathaway here have more public presence. That doesn't shield them from jokes, but there's cultural depth. Buddhist traditions recognize male, female, and Kathaway, and beliefs about past lives support compassion, not as an exception but as part of society's fabric. Measuring this world is tough. Estimates swing and no official count exists. In 2001, the WHO suggested 150K, 200K sex workers. Some NGOs say 200K, 300K. A 2004 academic guess hit 2.8 million, likely inflated. The lack of solid data blocks effective policy and leaves everyone guessing. So what stands out to you? The cultural power giving Kathaway visibility, or the data gap we still can't fill? Thanks for sticking with us this far. If this content got you thinking about culture, tourism, and respect, hit that like button. Drop a comment about what caught your attention most, and share it with someone who will enjoy the discussion. And don't forget to subscribe for the next chapters. More stories, context, and behind the scenes coming soon. Turn on the bell to know when the next video drops and tell me in the comments what topic you want to see next. See you then.